Yes, it's a wonderful thesis, I have to say. It's great, and congratulations for the work you've done. But I think you've packed a lot. Means you are discussing identity construction. Uh, what are the rhetorical devices that these people use for identity construction? Or, for example, to prop up their identity? You mentioned Samadhani, you mentioned so many other speakers. And also, I think you began by talking about how language and words are used to perform deeds. Can you give some specific instances, for example, from these communities or these speakers, how they use words for performative purpose? That's one part of the question. The second part of the question has to do with this particular, identity is not constructed simply by the person or people who are speaking, but it's also something thrust on somebody. For example, when you talk about the three communities and the identity, the various ways in which they try to fashion their identity, one thing that struck me is that, for example, you have in Kerala, there's a Christian matrimony.com, there's a Muslim matrimony.com, but you don't have a Hindu matrimony.com. Because caste is implicated in the Hindu identity, however you look at it. So there are a lot of issues that are to be addressed, I think. And you have addressed a lot. It's a substantial thesis. But I don't understand have you considered the role of caste, and have you considered also the role of language? Because language as used as well as the language that is thrust upon. Because we have different words, for example, for saying a Brahmin died or a person belonging to the Dalit community died. Malayalam has different words. So how these different factors, have you considered these factors is my question.
Okay. Specific examples of, yes. See, for example, in the Islamic rhetoric, we have the concept of the conceptual metaphor coming in. The metaphor of being paid in heaven for the sins that you commit in this life. So that is a conceptual metaphor that is seen in all the discourses, whether it be Sunni, Mujahid, or Jamaat-e-Islami, or say, for example, the concept of what we see in Hindutva rhetoric, of the concept of hum Hindu hai. That kind of an identity which is being created through a lot of rhetorical strategies. And I think I have, although discussed rhetorical ploys or rhetorical works, I have, made use of speeches. And so only those rhetorical ploys that are available in the speeches are being used, not the, as you said, in the periphery, what you call everyday rhetoric. The conversations that take place, the social interactions that take place. In those rhetoric, we have a lot of words that are used to denote caste identity, to denote exclusion and marginalization and so on. But then everyday rhetoric is not, I don't think I could include this in, because it was outside the scope of my thesis, because it was already large, so I couldn't include everyday discourse into my thesis, and so I stuck to this particular rhetorical speech acts, which was delivered to an audience, or which was meant for an audience.